Oh, yeah, 92.7, The Block is the community kickback with your girl, D. Renee, all day. I still got my special guest of the week up in the building. I'm talking about Miss V, y'all. She's checking in, Lavetrice Raley. Oh, man, she got so many titles. She's owner of Private Eye Hair and Skin RX, owner of Kids Place Academy. She's auntie to Dorica. She got her own documentary that's being filmed all about her life, all about what she did to overcome some mistakes in the past, and she's taken those mistakes. And when I tell you this lady is just off the hook when it comes to business, you've got an actual Oscar nominee that's doing a documentary on you, right?
Yes.
Tell me more about that, Miss V.
Well, her name is Laura Checkaway. She is the Oscar nominee for the Best Short Documentary coming up March 4th. This year, 2018, and Cher is the executive producer of that documentary.
Right, and we're talking about beauty. Cher.
Yes.
Come on now, that's classic. That's legendary.
Yes, I was so excited to hear that Cher was the executive producer of my director's documentary. It was just overwhelming.
So to have someone of that caliber, and I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I'm getting so excited just listening to you, want to come and do a story about your life. That's major.
I asked her the question. I said, do you just do documentaries for anybody? She said, oh, no.
Yeah.
And
no, she's nominated for an Oscar. Why would she? She ain't got time for that.
Yeah, so I was like, when she took my story, I was like, what was so interesting about my story? She said it just made my face just cringe.
Oh, my
she said
gosh.
it was just so amazing.
You do have an amazing story. For anybody that's just tuning in with us, I had the pleasure of meeting this beautiful, inspiring woman through my girl, my sister, my radio sis, Duchess of Ink, who's coming on later today, by the way. You got to tune in for her show. She's good friends with her mother, and you took your time to come speak to a group of girls, that gotten in trouble themselves in high school, and you shared your personal story. So for anyone that's just tuning in, tell us a little bit more about what happened to get you to this point.
Yes, I got in trouble and was facing 45 years in prison. And I can sit here today and just tell you that I don't remember ever fearing that I was going to ever go to prison, because I just told the truth.
Right.
And I wound up doing 6 months work release in a satellite jail.
Amen.
But I didn't stop there. It was like my life started there. That's when my life started. And it was like, I just was just so humble throughout the whole time that I was going through my troubles. I was just very humble. And I knew then that I had to make a difference, because I was pregnant. I had my baby when I was in jail.
Wow. It doesn't get any realer than that. And who can't relate to this? And thank you for being so honest and forthcoming with your story, because there's a lot of other people out there that are listening that know people or may find themselves in these similar situations.
No, I knew that I could rise above this, but the only thing, me being who I am, I've always been this powerhouse. And me being who I am, I knew I couldn't work for anybody, because I knew that my record would probably hold me back. Not saying that if you have a record you can't work for somebody. I just knew that the level that I wanted to take myself to, that I had to work for myself, and I went to work. And I never stopped. But I had a beautiful, beautiful auntie that kept my baby while I did my time in jail for 3 months. And she told me until I had myself together, I was not getting that baby back.
I remember this part of the story. And this is the part that had everybody in the room like, uh-oh.
And that is what...
And she wasn't playing with you.
No. And at first I thought it was something that I didn't understand, but I just kept my eyes on the prize, which was my baby.
Right.
And that is what drove me to just doing what I needed to do. She put those stipulations in place, and she was serious, and all I kept thinking about, I got to do what I have to do to get my baby back. And I went to work. Work was my drive, and it just has never stopped. I've let work dominate my life. It's like when people say they're a workaholic, I'm a workaholic. A workaholic is when you put your work before your family, and I've done that. It's like being an alcoholic.
Addicted to it.
That's that's how I'm addicted to work.
Well, that's a good thing to be addicted to, honey, because you making that money too, by the way. I've seen pictures of your house, y'all. So, you know, these millennials, they get motivated by the money sometimes. They want to get to that paper, right? So you're hearing this story, but let's make it tangible for you guys. This lady didn't just get herself together and get herself out of trouble and go back and get her baby and get to work. She got to work into that big old house that she living in. And now you're enjoying the fruits of your labor, and there's nothing holding you back. No record, no nothing is restricting you.
My day starts at 4 a.m. I work out. I am 52 years old, and I work out.
Yes, honey.
Every day.
Get it. And you look good, too. That skin is glowing. Hair shiny and popping.
That's
I
true.
love it.
That's true, because I hear her every morning.
Yes.
Now, what are you doing while she's working out? This is her husband, by the way, y'all. What's up, Derek Raley?
You see he's in shape, too.
Yeah, so he in there getting his little push-ups on and stuff in the room as well.
Not quite. Not quite.
Okay.
Not quite. I still have my metabolism when I was in the military. So basically,
that's right.
I just make sure I get her day going. You know, we spend, and it is a challenge when you live, work with, spend all of your time with your spouse who's also your business partner, who's also your best friend. You know, so to knowing that when she is driven, I try to make sure that she stays focused, stay online, and because when she does, good things always happen.
Oh, I love it. And that brings up another great point. In addition to her just being strong as an individual, sometimes it takes a team, and y'all two make a really nice package duo. So I think it brings home the point of having a good, healthy relationship, having a good support person. If you're going to be a workaholic, your man can't be tripping because you're at work. It doesn't work like that.
You cannot. I do. She throws me an occasional bone. I get to go play golf twice a month. So
okay, so it works out. It balances out.
It always, but and all jokes aside, it does take a team, and you have to be willing to be open. You have to be willing to what I had to learn to be honest about, our frailties, and also our strengths. And that's how we got together, based upon our strengths, until we got together and we had to learn our weaknesses also. And we made a commitment to work through it.
I love it. Now we're inspiring the community. We got a lot of people listening, all different age groups, young to old. It's 6 a.m. right now. We up and at 'em. Go ahead in one word. I'm gonna start with you, Miss V, because we're talking relationships now. We done moved over. What is one word you would say is key to a healthy, happy relationship? One word.
Dedication.
Okay. Dedication. I love it. And you, Mr. Raley? I see you thinking hard, too. You had an extra minute to prepare.
I know. I don't have to think too hard. For me, I was a late bloomer in this, but it was God.
Oh.
And that was the one word that I can say, until I made him the head of my life, I couldn't expect my wife to follow my lead, because to have the type of drive, to have the type of ability that she has, and I feel that I bring to the table, a sense of logistics. I cross the T's and I dot the I's. I make sure everything gets done, but you have to be able to be dedicated to each other. So I do concur.
I love it, because you can put the two together. You got dedication to each other, dedication to God. You got to have God all up in the center of everything.
Right. And you can't be afraid. You can't be afraid to fall short, because we all going to fall short. There's no one perfect. But how are you going to react when you do fall short with your partner?
Right. And I'm sure you would say, I know God had to play a big part in you getting through those challenges that you went through and getting to where you're at now.
Oh,
Speak on it.
That was it. It was everything that my mother and my grandmother instilled in me. And it was the spiritual guidance that just was my base. I mean, that was it. When I say I relied on everything that my mother and my grandmother taught me, they were my powerhouse. My grandmother, that lived to be 104, that's where my strength came from, was her.
I love it.
She's a big part of the documentary also.
Yes,
before she passed.
I watched my grandmother at 104 communicate with me, talk to me. It was just amazing. It was just amazing.
Wow, we're talking about a successful woman in the city, Miss Lavetrice Raley, Miss V, making these moves out here. We're talking about keeping God first. We're talking about a healthy, centered relationship and going after your dreams all at the same time. You are listening to the Community Kickback right here on 92.7 The Block. You know what, y'all? We're about to take over this Instagram. So everybody log on right now at 927 The Block. I'm about to post some pictures of this beautiful couple. I got to get y'all up there. Y'all gonna help us get some more followers, man. Hey, your girl Lavetrice Raley is in the building with D. Renee on 92.7 The Block.